Conveniently, right before the podcast started, we seen some wild news concerning involving Will Smith and Chris Rock. Chris Rock was up there doing his comedian thing, cracking off some jokes, and he cracked a joke about Jada Pinkett, and the joke was basically about G.I. Jane, and basically making a correlation between those two, and they're both bald. And I guess due to Jada Pinkett having an insecurity about alopecia and not having hair, she wasn't very comfortable. Initially in frame, because they put it in frame with Will Smith there, and he looked like Will was laughing at the joke. But before Chris Rock even told the joke, he prefaced it with like, "I love you, but I'm waiting for G.I. Jane too," right? Mm-hmm. And then everybody started laughing, and even Will looked back at his wife's reaction, and he walked.
We didn't see that.
We didn't see that.
Yeah, you can't put that out.
We can't put that out there, but at the same time, he was laughing at the joke.
Yeah.
Either one or two things happened. Either he noticed how his wife reacted to the joke, or something flipped in his brain. Mm-hmm. Those are the only two things that happened, Keith.
Yeah.
So his wife didn't look, in frame, his wife did not look happy at the joke. And he was like, "Come on, Jada." That's what Chris Rock had said.
Yeah.
But fucking Will Smith all of a sudden walks on stage and assaults Chris Rock slaps the shit out of Chris Rock live.
Yeah.
And walks back and yells, keep my wife's name out of your fucking mouth." He said, "What?" He's like, "Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth." And that shit to me was a complete overreaction. There are going to be women all over America saying, "That's a real man. That's how you stand up for your lady," and all of this. I'm already knowing, like the shows like The View, and I didn't see anything wrong with what Will did, but I see a big problem with what Will Smith did. And the problem with it is we can't violently react to people because they don't know what triggers us. If this was the case, jokes wouldn't even fucking exist. Mm-hmm. Comedians wouldn't exist if everybody took everything personally. Mm-hmm. I was telling Keith before the podcast, my father has diabetes. He has had one toe amputated, and he has terminal cancer. If someone was to crack a joke about cancer, I would laugh. If someone was to crack a joke about some form of diabetes or something, I would laugh. I know it's not a take on making fun of my father, but my thing is if your wife or somebody is uncomfortable about the joke, you could address Chris Rock afterwards. But to assault somebody live, I cannot fucking say that that's okay. That's just not okay, man.
Yeah. I don't know, like, if any of the listeners out there watch Boondocks, but there's an episode where they have, like, the nigga moments, where essentially, like, everybody in the episode is getting into fights over, like, just the most ridiculous stuff, like stepping on people's shoes and all that. And that's what that reminded me of. Like, seeing two successful, I wouldn't even call it two people in altercation, but seeing a guy like Will Smith, whom a lot of us look up to as far as like entertainment and stuff like that, seeing him go up there and then just kind of slap him, it was like, it's very shocking. And I'm like, I still have this visceral response to seeing that, because when you see it, it doesn't look real. It looks like something that was staged almost. And it looks like, maybe like part of the show. And then you realize like this is real, because he's having a real, like, he's really angry. It's very interesting, because if any of you out there have listened to Will Smith's audiobook or read his book, right, you would know that like there's like this deep rooted thing when it comes to him protecting like people in his life, right? So one of the things that Will Smith dealt with in his house is domestic abuse. So his father used to beat up his mom. I think there was one moment where he like literally knocked her out, and Will Smith internalized a lot of that, and he never stood up for his mom. I think until the day, I think until his father passed away, but he just never stood up for her in any capacity. Like his siblings were looking at Will to do something in certain situations, like, hey, stop this, try to intervene. And he felt like he was like just a very timid person, especially when it came to his dad. And, he talked about a moment when he got a little bit older and he was running around in Hollywood and stuff like that, and he had a security. And I forgot what it was, but there was a switch that went on, and he would, he would be getting into fights and stuff like that, but it was primarily like maybe an overreaction to his lack of ability to stand up for his mom when he was a child. So if you take all of that and then you put it in this moment right here, one, you realize that Will Smith is just a human being. Like, obviously he's a celebrity, but he has emotions and stuff like that, just like anybody else. But you realize that maybe in that moment he's looking at Jada Pinkett as he would his mom, and how, all those times when his dad may have called her out of her name or whatever the case may be, and he's internalizing that. And as a result, he goes up there and he slaps Chris Rock. But I think overall, it's like we just look like niggas. You know what I mean? Like we on stage, you're on stage. You haven't won an Oscar as of the time that I'm speaking right now. You haven't won an Oscar yet. You know what I mean? And this is supposed to be the most heralded award when it comes to acting in TV. I mean, acting in film and stuff like that. And this is supposed to be like a glorious moment for us as a community to celebrate with you. You got guys like Denzel Washington there, obviously, like a guy like Chris Rock, you got your wife there. And it's just like, it just looks terrible for you to be going up there and not being able to articulate yourself in a way where, like you had mentioned before, like, hey, that joke, up there that you said, that wasn't really cool. My wife is dealing with such and such.
Yeah.
But to go up there in your first reaction, like that's like every person in the hood. Like when we make fun of like all these like LA gang members and, or even gang members in Bakersfield, like part of the joke is like the low emotional intelligence.
100%.
You know what I mean? So it just kind of saddens me to see this situation.
The main thing I took from all of this, and I need all the comedians to listen, all the comedians that may listen to this podcast, learn how to fight. Don't ever let somebody come up there and assault you, because if I'm on stage and Will slaps me, we're fucking fighting up there.
Yeah, well, we got a squad.
You want to fight me over a joke, motherfucker? I don't care what you've been through in your life. You do not have a license to come and assault people because of words. Fuck that shit. There's going to be people that say like, no, he was standing up for his wife. You could still be a man and stand up for your wife if you are not overly emotional immediately. You have to learn you are not a man until you can control your emotions. Mm-hmm. And in that moment, when you see your wife is uncomfortable, boom, that tells me, okay, you know what? Me and Chris are talking after the show. Mm-hmm. We're going to talk after the show. And the only way I would assault Chris Rock is if I approach him after the show. I say, hey, Chris, that really put my wife in a bad place. She's very insecure when it comes to her situation, this and that. And I don't know Chris, but I'm sure he probably would have been like, you know what? I didn't have there was no malicious intent behind it. I apologize. Mm-hmm. But if Chris Rock tells me, I'm going to tell the joke again, I don't care. Now I'm finna fuck Chris Rock up. Because I told you how my wife felt, and we could have been men about it. But now that you want to disrespect my wife, now you are hell bent on doing it. Now I got to hurt you.
The funny part is, like, Chris is probably... This is probably going to be a whole 30-minute segment in his new tour or whatever the case may be. But he is the guy that made the joke about black people versus niggas. Yeah. And it's just ironic that Will Smith was up there acting like
I just seen the funniest fucking tweet. I got to talk about it now. This is the tweet. Somebody tweeted this. Following that altercation, I'm being told Will Smith's mom got scared and now has to told him he's moving in with his auntie and his uncle house in Bel Air.
That's hilarious. That was good stuff.
That's a very convenient tweet. Some people, the way their brains work is just genius.
But whose slap was crazier? Nipsey Hussle, rest in peace, Nipsey Hussle.
This is way worse.
Will Smith.
This is way worse. Not only because, and then it was in an arena, so you could hear the slap around. Pow! It was a loud slap noise.
It should be labeled the Victory Slap Part 2 if he does win the Oscar. I'm just putting that out there.
Yeah, if he won it, they're going to take it away from that nigga right now and give it to somebody else. Like, you can't have somebody slapping somebody and getting an award at the same time.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's like, we got to get Will Smith the fuck out of here. You know what's crazy? He got to sit down and see. This is where the privilege comes in. Here we go. If anyone else was to get up and assault someone, they would be escorted by security.
Yeah, they'd be carried out of there.
He went to sit down comfortably after assaulting someone.
They'd be kicked out of there like Uncle Phil and Jazzy Jeff.
Where the fuck is Will Smith? Where is Uncle Phil to throw Will Smith out of the fucking awards?
First things first, rest in peace, Uncle Phil.
I wish I knew how to. I wish I knew how to spell that sound.
It's AAAGH.
I seen a clip today with Jazzy. This is so hilarious. I seen it today. There was a clip with Jazzy Jeff, and he said that like every time he got thrown out, they used to do it in like 2 or 3 takes throwing him out. But he said he used to have to dive, right? Mm-hmm. And he said that like I got so tired of that because after a while I'd be all blue from jumping and hurting myself. Mm-hmm. He said so that's why you keep seeing me in the same outfit over the years because I got tired of doing that.
Yeah. They said they. I heard a different story in the book, but they were saying the same thing. They said you knew that Jazzy Jeff was going to get thrown out based off of the outfit he was wearing to the crib. So if you wear a specific outfit, you know that he was going to get thrown out there.
Yo, I'm gonna say it because Keith won't. But where was this same energy for August Alsina? Then he made a song about called Entanglements. Mm-hmm. Featuring Rick Ross.
Then Rick Ross hopped on there.
I don't know.
Rick Ross on the song?
I don't know. That was corny for Rick Ross to be on that song.
Why is he on the song?
That was corny. Entanglements. Rick Ross the type of nigga that in the middle of his song, he'll just promote his new Wingstop. He's like, entanglements. Come and see me on Glendale Boulevard at the new Party Wings. At the new Thigh Stop. He got Thigh Stop and Wingstop now.
The Thigh Stop is not a facility.
The Thigh Stop is a real place.
They got a real store called Thigh Stop?
Yes, Thigh Stop because there was a wing shortage, so a lot of the actual locations turned into Thigh Stops.
It wasn't a store though. It was just a brand, a marketing ploy.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think they changed the name of Wingstops.
Well,
they just started.
No, they didn't change the name of Wingstop. But it's a new thing. I'll double check.
Yeah, I don't know if there's a Thigh Stop, but I might be wrong.
Yeah, there's a Thigh Stop, bro. Let's see. All right, watch. There's a chicken wing shortage, so this chain wants you to start loving thighs. Boom. Yeah, Thigh Stop. What is Thigh Stop? On Monday, Wingstop announced the launch of Thigh Stop, a virtual restaurant that serves, you guessed it, crispy bones in chicken thighs, boneless thighs for delivery. So Thigh Stop is a spot.
It's not like a store though. Is what I'm saying. It was just a thing that they did when the wings were running though.
Yep. But they still got thighs for your ass.
Yeah, they got a lot of. I think they still sell them. I went to Wingstop a couple months ago.
I ain't been at Wingstop in a long time. They're pretty decent.
Wingstop is good.
Yeah, Wingstop is decent.
Smacking those like Will Smith.
Yeah, man. Yeah, but that's the thing. I don't know if Will Smith went off on August Alsina, but I just hope you kept that same energy with him and not just coming after the comedian, the funny guy. Some of these comedians will fucking fight you, though. Some of them know how to fight because they know that the jokes that they tell can trigger people, and comedians get attacked on stage. Mm-hmm. It happened. Andrew Schultz talked about it, too. He said some Dominican dude went up on stage and like slapped him, and then security got him. Mm-hmm. But the thing about Andrew could fight. He got hands. I think Dale Hewley got hands too. Chappelle's in a boxing. So it's like, bro, if you would come and attack me, bro, we're going to be fighting.
I think that I kind of want to commend Chris Rock for like having some emotional intelligence. And, you know, maybe it was a thing where he feels like he's a little bit too mature to be fighting another black man, or maybe he understood that how damaging that would look on television, like two black men just up there rolling around, tussling or whatever the case may be. But it could very well have just went left, and that one slap, you know, would have been much more magnified, and and maybe maybe Chris Rock is a person, like obviously he's from New York and stuff, so I wouldn't imagine him being like a soft person, but maybe he was like, yo, I'm keeping my cool up here, but when we get backstage, like we could throw hands if you want to. Yeah, man. You know?
This is just a bad way to handle business, fellas. Mm-hmm. You know, the thing about it too, there are men literally that if you looking at, let's say you see some woman, you looking at her booty and you just walk off, like, you looking at my girl, dog? You looking at my girl? And they really want to fight you. Mm-hmm. And it's like, what do you like? And the thing about it is if I'm looking at some ass, and I walk off, because we're all men, we're all human, so we'll see. There's a difference between staring and looking. I look at ass, I don't stare at it. So if I look and I'm going about my business and a dude is like, hey, bro, you looking at my girl? How am I supposed to even respond to that? You putting me in a position where it's going to be a physical altercation.
Yeah.
Because if I'm be like, oh, nah, man, that's a lie.
Yeah, I was looking at some ass.
I was like, I mean, yeah, but I didn't know that was your girl. That would probably be you'd be like, well, you better stop looking, homie. And it's like, now you trying to tell me what to do, and I don't know
That's
you.
when it's
Now we got smoke, because now you coming at me with all of this anger and all these problems.
Yeah.
But truth be told, now, especially at my age, I'll be like, hey, you know what, homie? You go about your day. You have a good one, man. And I'll just try to walk off.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to be fighting you and for no reason. Just because your girl got a fat booty and I seen it. We supposed to fight over that?
Yeah.
Like, bro, how many times have you been out with a girl and y'all either dating or you just chilling and you bust dudes looking at her booty? I don't give a fuck.
It's just whatever.
It's like, I can't control another man's eyes. And then not to mention, you shouldn't, if you don't want people looking at your girl, then date someone unattractive then.
Yeah.
Just if we gonna keep it funky.
Chase somebody. Yeah. Yeah.
If your girl got a fat ass or she looks very good, men are gonna look. You know what's funny too? What I see a lot of men doing? I'll be at the grocery store or somewhere else, and you see a dude just looking up and down, looking at everybody. He looking at you. You just like walking, minding your business, and the dude like staring at you to see if you looking at his girl's booty.
Yeah, that's weird.
That's weird, man.
Some people get off on that though.
What do you mean?
They're like semi-cucks. Like they like when other people like their girl. You know, those people that like, they be like grabbing a girl's butt in the grocery store and stuff like that.
Yeah, they want to know if you looking. They'll straight up be like, you want to fuck my wife? I'll be like, man, don't threaten me with a good time.
I actually do. Nah, I will say though, for Jada Pinkett, it's perfectly fine for her to not be okay with that joke. If you have like some insecurity that you're dealing with, and you don't necessarily find that funny, then it's okay for you to have that emotion. Because I've been in certain situations where I've been in somebody told a joke about me, or I've been at the little comedy club or whatever, and it's people telling these black jokes that I don't necessarily find funny. But I just think like the reaction from Will Smith was
that's too much.
It was a little OD.
It wasn't a little. It was way over the top. And then the yelling at the top of your voice. Yeah. It's like, bro, this is not the setting to have this type of reaction.
It just looks so bad.
It just looks so bad. I could see if you outside the awards or something, but like, dog, what's really going on? Is Will on medication? Like, what the fuck is going on? To switch that quick, it was like a cold switch. He went from laughing at the joke to assaulting somebody. What the fuck happened in between?
Yeah.
He was like, ha ha ha. What the fuck is wrong with this guy?
That was like some Joker
Joker
stuff. Yeah.
You know what might have happened though? Will probably figured like, I gotta assault him now because he got security and they ain't gonna let me get to him. Who knows, bro?
No one's gonna do anything. Like the shout out to the camera crew, because you can tell they were like, no one knew that was going to happen. Everybody was reacting to this in real time. I could imagine, because my cousin worked in production, so I know how those conversations behind the scenes go.
Yeah.
Like, hey, camera 3, make sure you get him going. So Will Smith is walking to the stage. Camera 4, make sure you get him going up there. So I could imagine them like, I don't know what's going on, but get Will Smith. He's walking. Oh, get the close up on the slap. All right. Zoom out. Okay, good. These niggas are crazy, but make sure you go back. I'm just
Camera 4, get the assault. Camera 4, get the assault.
That's beef. I'm like, bro.
Oh,
it just looks bad, man. I think at the end of the day, like, we want to, as we already don't get a fair shake as black men. You know what I mean? It's always like, especially me, when I worked at La Mina, it was situations where they don't even play hip hop music when there are too many black people in the bar. So I just know for me, like, I am very mindful of the narrative of us, you know. And Will Smith is kind of beyond being black, but at the end of the day, like, he is a black man, and I just think like we're supposed to operate in a way where we're we're emotionally intelligent. We're mindful of our surroundings, and we're not up there. Just
you know what? I'll tell you this much. I think, and this is going to sound kind of fucked up, but I think that it is very hard for Will Smith to exist in the now. I think that Will Smith was better suited to live in the 90s and early 2000s when he could literally be this guy who was never in the limelight unless he was doing a movie. But now that they have social media and all these other outlets and Twitter and social media and all this shit swirling around. How old is Will Smith? Like 50?
I don't know.
He's right around 50 years old, right? Mm-hmm. So being as he's around 50 years old, he didn't have to deal with this in the 90s. He could just be this guy that everybody thought these things of him, but no one even knew. They just knew him as an actor. Mm-hmm. But now he's assaulting people in 2022 on stage. Yeah. He's got a book. I have not read the book. I gotta I think
read the book, bro.
I gotta read the book because this really sold the book to me. I really want to see why Will Smith.
If the sales go up, bro, after the slap, that's crazy.
The sales are gonna go. The sales are gonna go crazy.
But no, but when you hear the stories that I mentioned earlier, you're gonna be able to connect the dots. So you're like, oh, this is because we're all byproducts of how we were raised and stuff like that. Yep. So if you see that, you're gonna be like, oh, okay, this is exactly why this happened, and you know what I mean. So.
Man,
yeah. That sold the book for him.
That definitely sold the book. I'm gonna get it now.
Yeah, you got to
for sure, man. Because you kind of want to know the prequel to the story, right? Mm-hmm. That's crazy. And the unedited video that actually like you could hear it. It wasn't an American video. It was like in China or something.
It was different. Well, the Oscars are it's an international event, so they were streaming in other languages, and there were people but. There's an English one that just has it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But the other one was just like Xing Swang Song, Xing Swang Song, Jada Pinkett, Xing Swang Song.
Ah, dang. Arigato. Chris Rock. All you hear is like, what is on your mind? What is she now? Oh man, no,
Shoryuken.
Hadouken. You listen to that telecast, you'd think Will Smith threw a Hadouken. This nigga Will Smith throwing sonic booms. Sonic boom. No, can you imagine if they did this live? Like instead of like you hear the slap, it's just all like edits of like Street Fighter. Hadouken.
Yoga flame.
Yoga fire. Yoga fire.
Bro, if you listen to this podcast, you'll get the greatest ideas.
All right.
Content creators and memes and all that, GIFs. Yeah. That'd be hilarious if they just put the
What's Ryu and Ken when they do that jump punch? Or that back kick where they spinning around?
I don't know.
I put the bilk in.
That was funny, bro.
Yo, Chung Lee had the most wild kick though. I remember for a little bit I used to play my sister. She used to whoop my ass in that game. I used to get so
the little
King Song kick.
Yeah. Chung Lee was thick too.
Oh, bro, nobody talk about that.
Nobody talking about
Chung Lee was thick, yo.
Top 5 thickest cartoons. I got
Chung Lee was built, dog.
Mrs. Incredible.
Yo,
Chung Lee.
Yo, you know what they did with Chung Lee though? And this is, I don't know if this is the animators that did it, but like when they did the Street Fighter versus Capcom or whatever, like literally in the video game, if you guys go to YouTube and look, like Chung Lee used to do that fighting stance, but in the newer game, they got her titties all bouncing.
Yeah.
You see that? Mm-hmm. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Chung Lee thick, man.
And you know what they did on the old Street Fighter? Chun Li had like a uniform on. It was short, like the skirt was short, but on the new one, it's opened up in the middle, and you see the titties bouncing. And I'm like, dude, this is supposed to be a video game,
man.
They trying to make this into like anime porn on the motherfucking Street Fighter,
huh? Yeah,
it's like, come on, man.
You would mess around and like try to play the video game and end up with a bottle of lotion and some napkins next to you. You're supposed to be playing Street Fighter.
Hadouken. Oh man, I can't beat that level, man.
You beating something else.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Imagine somebody's mom coming there. Who got all this goddamn lotion all over the controllers?
Deontay, where the Jergens at? In there, empty. Shea butter in there.
Oh,
tapped
man.
out.
Well, Will Smith, we wish the best for you and hope that.
I hope he wins though. And all and all jokes aside, I think it's it's kind of like the Leonardo DiCaprio moment where after all those years he finally got his Oscar. Yeah. And I would hate that that's just him in a 45-second window.
Yo, hold on, bro. This marks Will Smith's first. He just fucking won.
Oh, a victory slap too.
Oh,
told you.
My goodness. I wonder if Will Smith apologizes in an emotional acceptance speech after slapping Chris Rock.
Oh, yeah.
Nigga, what did he say?
I wonder if we could find it real quick.
I am speechless. Chris Rock may try to sue him. I don't think Chris Rock gonna sue him, though. I don't think so.
I don't see that happening.
Only the third black man to ever win the Best Actor. Quite historical. It's a historical night for the wrong reason, though, because he slapped a man before he got the fucking award.
This is the wildest thing.
That's wild. Will should have had the same energy when Jada was in that entanglement. That's what I just said.
Yeah.
Jada was getting the shit fucked out of her by a young dude. And the dude made an entanglement song and all of that, but he didn't publicly say anything. But you will publicly assault a comedian?
Mm-hmm.
That's fucked up. But shout out to Will, yo. It doesn't change how I feel about Will. I think Will is an amazing, amazing actor.
I think
if your man ain't giving out big Willie slaps to defend you ladies,
I got it right here.
What happened?
You got audio, yeah.
Put it on there.
Fierce. Oh
It's
man.
good. Make it. Put it closer. There you go.
Richard Williams was a fierce defender of his family. In this time in my life, in this moment, I am overwhelmed by what God is calling on me to do and be in this world. Making this film, I got to protect Ingenue Ellis, who was one of the strongest, most delicate people I've ever met. I got to protect Sanaya and Demi, the two actresses that played Venus and Serena. I'm being called on in my life to love people and to protect people and to be a river to my people. And I know to do what we do, you gotta be able to take abuse, you gotta be able to have people talk crazy about you. In this business, you gotta be able to have people disrespecting you. And you gotta smile and you gotta pretend like that's okay. But Richard Williams, and what I loved, thank you, D. Denzel said to me a few minutes ago, he said, at your highest moment, be careful, that's when the devil comes for you.
That's bad. I guess it's more. But.
It must be more. I want to hear the apology.
Yeah,
because all that shit he said, I don't give a fuck about it. That doesn't absolve you of slapping somebody and assaulting them because it's a joke you didn't like.
It sounded like he was setting up I
know you're a good actor, but let's cut the fucking acting out right now, okay? And let's get to the meat and potatoes. You slapped somebody because they told her, I'm a protector. Okay, this sounds very fucking Jesse Smollett to me. Okay.
Oh dang.
Yeah. You don't get to fucking put on this great acting show after you assault somebody. Like I just mentioned, like nobody knows what's going on in my situation. My father has terminal cancer. Mm-hmm. You know, he doesn't have long to live. But if somebody was to crack some joke about something, I don't correlate that with my life. I don't know what everyone else is going through, but let's be very clear. It does not give you any license to get away with assaulting a person for a joke. And it wasn't even malicious. It was a joke. Like and especially me and Keith, as we are, have done comedy and are fans of comedy, jokes wouldn't exist if everybody got slapped for telling them.
Yeah.
So it's like, when I heard him first say, like, he was a great protector, I'm like, oh, here we go with this shit. Here we fucking go, man.
Yeah.
I'm not like, sometimes a lot of people that are in, whether they're in Hollywood or they're actors, they tend to adopt this culture. It's just like those people, remember the people, all those actors that had the black and white screen and they were like, I will dedicate my life to this or doing this. Like it was a long video, like that didn't help anything, but they really thought they were doing something.
Yeah.
That's kind of what Will Smith was just doing now. But I need to hear the rest of it to get context. That the first half of it, did not like it. After the pod, we'll revisit it and listen to it. But that apology should have been at the fucking top. That should have been at the top. You don't slap a man on there and assault them, and then you get to sit back in your seat, and then you get up, they give you a fucking award, and now you give a speech about being a protector. That does not absolve you of anything. I don't like it.
I would have to hear the whole thing, but I definitely don't like if you're only setting up that speech, leading with the idea of being a protector and protecting your family, to say that, to almost absolve yourself from what you did, I don't necessarily like that.
No. Yeah. I'm gonna tell you why. You know what? And I'll say this, and it may make me sound ignorant. I don't give a fuck what he has to say. Because when you're that quick to get up and slap a man, you should be quick enough to get up there and apologize. I want to preface this whole statement with an apology. And then if you go on, that's fine. But if it takes you that long to get to the apology at the end, it's like, come on, dog. We got to make it to your speech before you apologize for assaulting me on stage? Like, what the fuck?
He also only needs to apologize to Chris Rock.
You're right.
So, I don't, if he apologized to him behind the scenes, then who cares?
Honestly, no. You can't do that. He doesn't have the privilege to do that. Well, I'm not saying he doesn't have the privilege to do it, but when you slap a man in front of a bunch of people, when you're a celebrity, you also have a different form of responsibility for everybody to know that that's okay. So you slap a man in front of all these people, and then you say nothing about it, and you just walk off. They're gonna be like, oh, well, he must be okay with that.
I don't know, but if they did it on a personal level, then like, cool. He didn't slap me, so.
But this is not how it works, Keith. Like, if you are a celebrity and you do some shit like that publicly, you need to make it a statement publicly. That's just how it is. I'm not, like, as normal people, that's different. We could do this one-on-one.
But I'm just saying that's between them. Like, if Chris Rock.
Nope, it's between him and all the people that seen him get fucking slapped.
But they're not getting slapped. They're just witnessing a slapping.
I
know.
If
he's apologizing to the Oscars for making an ass out of himself, that's perfectly fine.
I don't think you're
but
picking.
If he's apologizing to Chris Rock behind closed doors and he doesn't do it, or he does it at the end of his speech, then like I don't care, because he didn't slap me, he didn't slap anybody I love. I'm not even involved in it.
But I don't think you're picking up what I'm laying down. This is what I'm saying.
Stop laying stuff down.
Yeah, I'm laying it down. Nah, if let's say you get in an argument with a random woman and that you're in the middle of a classroom of 300 people, and let's say you're in college, and you'd be like, fuck you, you stupid bitch, right? And then you storm out of the classroom. Everybody that's sitting in that classroom, when they see you, they're like, man, that's that guy that called her a bitch. He didn't even apologize. Now, all these people that were there that seen you call her a bitch, they look at you like this evil guy. If you're Will Smith, that is magnified times 8 million. If you don't make a statement right there, everybody gets to run with the narrative that's seen it. That's what I'm saying. So whenever you're a person that's a celebrity, you just got a whole different way you got to move. The way he moved out of character like that, that's just something you never get to see. I think that what's going to happen now, I think they're going to have security that's going to be near the stage at the ESPYs or any other award show now. So when somebody try to come up there, he going to get stopped.
I would imagine there's some type of security already.
Oh,
but it was just because it's Will Smith.
It's Will Smith.
If Denzel Washington walked up to the stage, they may have just thought of it as like this is going to be some off the cuff moment. That's gonna happen.
Imagine if Denzel did that. Like,
Denzel don't like being played with.
Yeah, he'll get up
people
there
have
like,
showed him those videos of him, like people impersonating him. Idris Samdu, the guy in Snowfall, like people have showed him those little videos that he be doing, and he'd be like, you know, that's cool, but you know, that ain't funny to me. I'm a real actor.
He'll walk up on there, you motherfuckers. You think you could do this to me?
You think this is cool, huh?
You think it's funny? Huh? I'll have you niggas in Pelican Bay.
Will Smith, huh? Going up there and slapping niggas, huh?
King Kong ain't got shit on me. Shoe program, nigga. 24-hour lockdown. I run shit here. You just live here.
Blue magic, huh?
Oh, man. Oh, man.
That's hilarious.
All right, switching gears.